What is up, guys? Phaedo82 coming back at you with some raid cam footage, using the free cam to take a look at a raid that's in progress. So we have some raiders outside of base here, and they've built a raid tower up. They're apparently going to try to launch over into the base. It looks like one of the raiders is actually already down there. You can see him in the green shirt covering the ground floor. So one of them was able to get over. We have one up top doing Overwatch and scouting that base out. The player that's down there looks like he's covering the corners. His name looks like he's associated with SOM clan, and he is now down in a lower part of the base, scouting out the base, probably giving his teammates directions and hoping that the homeowner will open a door. The homeowner, Abnormal, appears to be alone at this time. There are some other sleepers in the house. Hopefully he can call his buddies and get them online to help out. We just had a raider try to jump over. Didn't quite make it. Looks like he took some damage. He's down there applying a bandage, healing himself up. That's a mess of a raid tower they built, guys. So Shitikov with SOM is sleeping on the floor down there. Looks like we got some gunfire outside. We got some action. Abnormal is trying to defend his base from these raiders. It looks like he's armed with only a revolver. He's doing a heck of a job keeping him at bay. I commend Abnormal for putting up a good fight. It's a stressful situation to be in when you got your base being raided by a larger group. And looks like Abnormal is now taking out the raid tower. I'm rooting for Abnormal. Awesome job. So he's taken out some of those twigs, which is very easy to do. He's used his revolver to take out that land bridge that was forming over there. So now the raiders won't be able to jump in. And there goes more of that raid tower. Beautiful job, Abnormal. And we got the SOM clan kind of covering the corners here where they thought Abnormal was. Looks like they placed some C4 on the wall. Only one charge, not enough to get through stone, but it did take out some wood that was on the top there, it looks. And they're now switching over to hand tools to finish the job. That can be an effective strategy, guys, when you're raiding to mitigate how much C4 you're using. If you can damage the wall enough, sometimes it's better to switch over to hand tools rather than use more C4. It looks like a random naked ran up here. It might have been one of Abnormal's friends or just a random naked character, but he ran up on him. They quickly dispatched him. And the raiders are now back to chipping away at that wall. Slowly but surely, they're going to attempt to make their way into that base. And they're keeping on the wall. Abnormal is inside the base. It looks like he's thinking about his next move and trying to decide what he's going to do next. Abnormal's coming out with his building hammer. Looks like he's starting to repair the wall. This, guys, at this point is a resource game. Raiding is about who can out-resource the other person. Either the raiders are going to have more resources or the homeowner is. It's a battle of attrition. So Abnormal's coming back out. Looks like he was hitting up his loot room to get some more resources. He's closing his doors. Notice, guys, that he's closing those doors. Don't get nervous in a raid. It's very easy to do, to leave your doors open. But if you do that and somebody gets in, they're going to have a much easier time getting to your important areas of your base. So Abnormal got some more resources. He's healing up those walls nicely. We can see him turning them from black back to their normal color. Awesome job, Abnormal, doing damage control. I commend this man. It's a stressful situation to be in, again, when you're a one-person team and you're one person and you get a team of raiders against you. So it looks like the raiders are considering their next move. Their wall has been healed up. They pretty much wasted that C4. Their raid tower is now down. I think they're thinking about what their next move is. Looks like they're scouting out the landscape, trying to see where they can gain entry. And looks like we have another naked player here. I'm not sure if it's one of their friends. They didn't kill him on sight, so it might be another raider coming in. And they're back to the wall. Looks like Abnormal's back in here, healing up his base again. He's doing a fine job of repairing that base from the damage that had been done by the C4. The C4, guys, has a blast radius, so it does extend out to other areas of the base, which is why he's had to heal up some other areas. Looks like the raiders are now trying to chip away at a wood wall that has been damaged, and they're probably going to see if they can attempt to build another raid tower and get up into that particular part of the base. Because that wood was already damaged by the C4, they seem to think it's in their best interest to try to take that out. And it looks like they were able to take it out. They were able to knock it down. So that may prove to be a good strategy for them. Let's see where they take it. So it looks like Abnormal's back up here. Looks like he has actually the Thompson that was on Shidikov's body, the sleeper that was downstairs, and he's now taken out more of that raid tower with that Thompson. The Raiders have now used more C4. They have gotten through a different point of entry with a different stone wall. They're now in the inside of the base. We get Shidikov from SOM over here with the Thompson, covering the corners, looking for Abnormal. Abnormal is probably considering his next move at this point. This is a stressful situation to be in. Another random naked outside has been killed. We get some gunfire inside. Abnormal's in here with a spear. We get a Raider Hanover here. And it looks like Abnormal has taken out Shidikov with the spear. Abnormal's now finishing him off. Awesome job. Abnormal is holding the Raiders off with a spear. Heavily armed Raiders, and Abnormal is doing a phenomenal job. He's geared himself out in armor too, which is great. He's facing Octa now, and it looks like Octa got the best of Abnormal there, but that's not to be surprised. Abnormal put up one heck of a fight there. Looks like they're firing at another player here who either is a random who wandered into the base from the hole that was blown into the side of it, or it could be a friend of Abnormal's who had a sleeping bag who's able to spawn in. And it looks like we have a plane flying over now, so we got an airdrop coming in. Not sure where that airdrop's going to fall, but it may bring some attention this way towards this raid, which might spice things up a bit. Abnormal's back inside, getting some more resources, thinking about his next move. Abnormal is keeping his calm, keeping his cool. I'm really impressed. So we get another player up top here, and it looks like it's a friend of Abnormal's. He also has a spear, and he's attempting to help fend off these raiders. And one of the raiders just get taken out. We get another group rolling up on him. It looks like it's one of the biggest groups on the server. It's Titty Milk and his clan. They are rolling up on the raid in progress, probably because they were heading towards that airdrop, and now they've come across this raid in progress. So they're taking out the raiders. This should get interesting, guys. And they're making their way into the base where the previous raid team had already blown through. They're coming up and over the stairs. We got some gunfire going on down here. They're going in cautiously and surgically. They're not. We got Octa down here. Okay, so they're making their way in. Titty Milk takes out Octa with a headshot. The rest of the group is hanging back to see what's going on. And we're back outside. One of the raiders is scouting out the perimeter, making sure that their back is covered with the other members who are inside. It's always good to have people stay on the outside, guys. I know everybody wants to get in on the action on the inside, get to those loot rooms, but you got to have people stay back and cover the perimeter. Otherwise, groups can roll up on you, just like what happened to Octa and Shidikov's group a moment ago. So now we're going back into the base, guys. It looks like there's still some action to be had in there. I'm not sure that all the members of the previous raid team have... Oh, we got some more gunfire going on down here. And we have... It looks like Lord Edwin is down here. He just took out Bear Grizzles. Bear Grizzles is wounded on the floor. Lord Edwin's going back in. He closes the door right at the right time. He's taking some shots from, looks like Nivex there, trying to take him out. Bear Grizzles was just revived. Lord Edwin is keeping alive here against some pretty fair opposition. And it looks like he was just taken out, and we got one of the members finishing off the job, making sure that he's dead there. So, guys, the question now is, are these raiders... Were they friends of Abnormals, or are they going to pick up where the other raiders left off? And with the sounds that we can hear going on in there, we can only assume they're hacking through a wall, trying to pick up and capitalize off of what the other raid team did. And it doesn't look like they're actually friends of Abnormals. Abnormal's not having a good day today, and I really, really feel bad for him. I really wish these guys had saved him rather than capitalized off of the previous raiders. But that's rust, guys. That's what happens. Now that's how you build a land bridge, guys. 2 towers going up straight over. They're up over the wall. Abnormal's back up here considering his next move. This guy's just keeping at it. I really commend Abnormal for his ability to focus under pressure. When raiding starts, guys, as we all know from playing Rust, it's very stressful, and oftentimes your mind shuts off when you're getting raided. Looks like the raiders are still kind of scouting out the perimeter. I think they're considering whether or not they really want to continue to raid this base. And it looks like, guys, the raiders have decided that it's not worth their time, and they're actually going to head out. And the raiding party is making their way back to their base. Night is about to end, and they've come across a tower here that is occupied by another fairly dominant clan on the server, and a gunfight has ensued. You'll notice that the particular people on the tower are taking up some defensive positions, and that Titty Milk and his squad have sort of fanned out, and they are spreading themselves thin so that they can't be narrowed down to any particular location. They still do have the cover of night, and they're firing back at the individuals on the top of the tower. I'm not sure if they're going to attempt to try to raid this base. If they do, it should make for a very interesting raid in progress against more of a challenge for that particular group. It looks as though they're spread out and they are scouting out the base. The individuals on top of the base are doing overwatch. They're watching the group. They might be calling in their teammates who are out raiding at the moment as well. And hopefully we'll see some action here as well. So it looks like the crew is moving closer to the base. They're, I think, considering what their next move is. We have a member covering the front door while the other members move past. Good teamwork. Looks like they're covering the sides of the base as well. And it looks as though the team is deciding to actually move out from this location. Perhaps they'll come back another day. Perhaps we'll be able to capture a raid in progress against sort of an evenly matched team.